Thank you, and I've got to say it's very, very nice to see so many familiar faces here from the campaign against John Howard in 2004 in Bennelong. Now, late last year, and it was widely reported, I singled out Prime Minister Julia Gillard, and I criticised her for showing contempt for the rule of law, showing contempt for the presumption of innocence, and showing contempt for the right to free speech over her response to Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. Now, I'm in a position these days where it seems that whenever I open my mouth, there's no shortage of critics who take me on and try and pull me down. But one of the things that struck me when I spoke out against the Prime Minister late last year was the extraordinary level of support and overwhelmingly positive response I got to my criticism of the Prime Minister. It seems that people from right around Australia, from all sorts of political backgrounds, all sorts of ages, incomes, right around the country, they got in touch with my office with emails, letters and phone calls and so on and said, good on you. Good on you for saying that about the Prime Minister, because it reflected their point of view. And that's very, very telling. Unlike so many other issues I'm involved in, there wasn't a polarising down the middle of, either side of the Australian community. Now, that's not to say that everyone is happy with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. I, for one, wouldn't do it exactly the way Julian Assange does it with WikiLeaks. And very serious accusations have been made against Julian Assange at the moment, and there are many Australians who think those accusations should be tested in a court of law. But putting aside those reservations by some Australians, there is clearly an overwhelming number of Australians who are very concerned that this government and this Prime Minister have in fact shown a contempt for the rule of law, accusing Julian Assange of breaking laws that don't even exist and having to retract the accusation under the weight of overwhelming public concern. There's a large number of Australians who are very concerned at the government's contempt for the way it showed contempt for the presumption of innocence. And remember, presumption of innocence is not a luxury, it is a fundamental human right. And it is unacceptable that anyone, and particularly unacceptable that the government of our country, should